This time we have Hadi Ghanbari from Finnish Twins Project introducing new perspective to the theme of smart cities. So let's start with a really easy one. Hadi, what does the term smart city mean to you?
First of all, thank you for having me here. That's a very tricky question. Actually, recently we have been doing some research and trying to interview people from different smart cities, and it seems that there is no, let's say, general understanding about smart city. But for me as a researcher, I think smart city is a dynamic cyber physical ecosystem. Well, basically, and then I will explain that why I define it this way, because for me, in a smart city, we have different entities. So we have these cyber or digital entities, different types of technologies, and we have physical objects. So thousands of them or even millions of them, which are all connected to each other, these artifacts or these objects. And then the ultimate goal of this ecosystem is to improve the quality of urban life. So basically, the idea is that this whole cyber physical ecosystem, they try to, in a way, support or help smart city stakeholders to co-create value, and hopefully through that improve the quality of life in cities, and especially in smart cities. And so that's how I look at smart city. And then I think every entity, so when we talk about this cyber physical ecosystem, I think every single element in this ecosystem, they play an important role. So for example, we cannot focus on developing digital, nice and let's say beautiful digital services or artifacts without thinking or considering the context of use. So for understanding that context of use, then we need to ask or collect input from different groups of stakeholders, like citizens, researchers, companies, or municipalities. So we get input from all these parties, these different stakeholders, and then we try to propose some sort of solutions based on what is actually needed and what would be beneficial for them.
That sounds good, and that's quite comprehensive.
Yes,
so it's both the artifacts, the details, and how they interlinked, how they're managed in that context. Wow. Okay, and your research is quite wide and at the very core of our Finnish Twins project. So can you briefly describe how your research and work is contributing to this smartness of the city? How does your work make cities smarter?
Okay. Just as a side note, I have been educated as a software engineer, so I have this engineering background. But then over, let's say this, I would say, last 10 years, I've been more and more looking into these social aspects of developing digital artifacts. And more recently, since I used the Finnish Twins project, actually, I've been also considering the business parts of it. So in my research, I mainly focus on these different socio-technical aspects of digital innovation in smart cities. And in general, the research that I'm doing, the ultimate goal is to understand how different software and digital services are developed and used in smart cities. And through that, we try to propose, hopefully, solutions for developing higher quality and more sustainable digital services. For instance, in one of the recent projects that we have been working on, we try to find new ways for creating value and generating direct or indirect revenue from this huge amount of data which is generated in a smart city. So basically, that's in a way deals with data monetization. Or in another project that we are doing, we try to understand how we could address sustainability needs when developing these smart city services, digital services. Well, that can be done from different perspectives, but what we try to do is to understand how we can develop more sustainable digital services. These services can continue to operate even there are like interruptions, or I would say huge shocks like COVID-19. But the other part is how we can develop more engaging digital services and artifacts or solutions that in a way encourage citizens to have a more sustainable lifestyle and behavior. And then another important area that in my research I look at is information security and privacy concerns of citizens. And as I explained at the beginning, I look at it from a socio-technical perspective. So basically, we try to understand the reason behind citizens' different cyber behavior, their privacy concerns or attitudes towards using different types of, let's say, smart city digital services. I would say, yeah, these three different perspectives or areas can, in a way, sum up what I am doing in my day-to-day research in the context of smart cities.
Okay, let's elaborate a little bit. So can you kind of build a chain that connects this, for example, data security issue, which might be very long distance for an average citizen? How does that contribute the quality of living for a regular citizen who doesn't know anything about this data security issues, for example?
Yeah, so basically, you know, for a very long time, everyone, when we talk about information security, lots of people, they think that it's a very complicated issue. And I know that many people, especially in big organizations, they consider it as a boring thing. They think that this is not our job. So we just need to know basics, and then we have these security guys that they take care of everything. But actually, that's not true, because as soon as we start to use some sort of digital service, so as soon as we have a smartphone, as soon as we sign up for an online banking service or some sort of digital service, then we really need to understand the security and privacy issues around using these services. And then when we bring this to the context of smart cities, because in a smart city, we talk about this huge interconnected let's say, collection of digital services and cyber objects. So for example, we have all these different tools in smart homes. We have nowadays, even your washing machine can be connected to internet. And then when you're connected to this whole network, these devices can collect data constantly about what you're doing. They can identify patterns from your behavior. And for that reasons, our citizens, they should really understand the security and privacy concerns around using these services. So that's why I, in the third area that we discussed, we try to understand how people behave. First of all, when they are using these different services, what kind of attitudes they have. If we just propose something new and tell them that we have this new app which provides you this specific type of service, do they really have any kinds of security or privacy concerns around it? And if they have, how can we address those to provide them the service that we have in mind, and at the same time try to address their security and privacy concerns? This is one part of it. And then the other part is that if we want to improve the overall security state in a smart city context, in not only in the companies, but as a whole, in the whole society, then we really need to improve the security or cyber awareness of every single person in this context. So the citizens, we need to think about what kind of information, what kind of training they need, and how can we improve their understanding about cyberspace, and how we can help them to actually improve their cyber behavior.
Well, thank you. I think, again, you were able to capture this also very tough question quite well. So understanding that the people have needs that they don't know about, they're
Yeah.
latent, but they still need to understand to a certain level, and it is in a way our job to figure out how to motivate them, how to make it
Yeah.
important and understandable for them.
Yeah, so if I may interrupt you, I like it that you talk about motivation, because this is a very my personal opinion, because there are lots of solutions that they think that if we have a very good technical solution, we can control people's security behavior, and we can make sure that our system or our information systems, they are secure. But I am more into encouraging people to improve their security behavior. I think by motivation, by encouraging them to understand these different security issues and concerns, and help them to improve their behavior, in general, we can have a better security state in whatever context we are talking about.
Thank you, Hadi. This was interesting.
Yes.
I hope people will also listen in and check out, and I'm really looking forward to hearing more about your research during
Thank
the
you.
rest of this project.
Thank you very much.